Dr. Winter's here, and I'm here with Jennifer, and she wants to make a point for us. What is that?
Well, I'm 58 years old, and at 58, I was getting to the point of losing words and losing my place and forgetting what I'm doing and forgetting what I came in the room for. And everybody says that's normal. That is not normal, and you don't have to just live with it. It's not like, oh, well, that's what happens when you get this age. It doesn't have to be that way.
And you got to take action now, not later.
Yeah, when I started realizing that I was losing words, I don't mean words that I don't know, I mean common words like quarantine. Who doesn't know the word quarantine right now? And just in the middle of a sentence, or it wasn't that somebody would change my train of thought, I just literally would lose what I was talking about. And then come in the room and truly not know what I was even doing, not only not knowing what this room is, but what room did I come from, what was I doing? And I talked to friends and they're like, oh, this is part of it. And I'm like, no, that is not going to be part of it. And I had heard about what you were doing, I'd seen your videos. Mm-hmm. And then I'd also had a couple of clients who had done this. And I'm a life coach and a Reiki master teacher, so I had a lot of tools. But I didn't have a tool for this.
Yeah, and I want to just drill back into the point. When people say it's part of it, yeah, it's part of it for somebody that's headed toward dementia. Is really what it's part of. And so you have to nip it in the bud early, because you can't nip it in the bud late, even with the best tools.
Yeah, and Alzheimer's is in my family. My grandmother died having Alzheimer's. And I remember that thought at one point being, so this is where it starts.
Oh, it's absolutely. That's why I got into this work myself. My mom died of Alzheimer's. I knew what it was like. I saw signs of myself. I was like, I gotta fix this.
Yeah, and so, I think if you took anybody who actually is in dementia or Alzheimer's and you said, if a few years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you could have done something to make a difference, would you have done it? And I think they would say yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So what kind of results did you experience once you went through neurofeedback and you did QNRT as well?
Well, first off, they were very pleasant. I mean, both of them, it was a pleasant experience. But slowly, my words started coming back. Used to, I couldn't remember 3 things on a grocery list. When my dad goes to the VA, they give him 3 words to remember, and I'm like, I'm 58 and I can't remember 3 words. I can do a whole list now. As long as I know what's on that list, I can remember whatever I need to remember.
And you went to the grocery store with
like 20 on the list.
Yeah, but didn't look at your list.
Right. And I used to, everything was like, I had sticky notes everywhere, reminding me of things. And now I can just remember. I was starting to have a problem with multitasking. And anybody who knows me would say, nuh-uh, because I hid it. And my understanding is that's what people that start going through this
decline,
loss, they do. They hide it, just like people who are losing their hearing. They hide it. And so nobody knew except my husband maybe. And so it was very nice and it happened gradually. It wasn't all at once, but I just started noticing things I would struggle with, or a lot of times, how when you do something in the middle of the night, you wake up and you write something down, and then you wake up the next morning, you can't remember if you did it or you didn't do it, or you just dreamed it. That's how I felt about a lot of things. And now things are back to being me. I got a lot of stuff going. I got a busy life. I can keep it all straight. I can multitask. I can remember things without writing them down. I can't remember everything without writing down, but I couldn't do that when I was 15. But clarity. There is clarity there. That wasn't there before.
Good. And so what Jennifer underwent was neurofeedback, which is computerized training for the brain based on an EEG or mapping the brain waves. And might sound exotic, but it's quite a simple process.
That sounds very fancy.
Yeah. It's quite a simple process, and it's very targeted to what's going on specifically for you. And there were some pretty major imbalances on the EEG in the beginning.
Yeah.
And they've all improved.
Yeah, and I can't remember. I don't know if I was relieved that, oh, good, he can see this and he knows, or if I was really sad that you were confirming what I was feeling.
Yeah.
And then to actually watch those numbers change, that it wasn't just mind over matter that, oh, this is getting better. I mean, the numbers showed that the balance in my brain was better now.
Yeah.
And then for you to tell me that it holds. That
this
is
the exciting part.
Yeah. I mean, how many things can you do? If I lose 20 pounds, I got to keep doing something to keep the 20 pounds off. But this will hold as long as I pay attention, and if I feel like I need it again, I will. But
Yeah, short of
long term.
major traumas it holds.
Yeah, long term. I mean, how many things in the health field are long term?
To change where you're at when you're 85 years old,
Yeah.
whether you're at home or you're in a facility.
Yeah, and I think we admire those people who are 95 years old and they have great conversations and great stories. We all want to be that person.
Yes.
And this has to start now. It absolutely has to start now.
And that's our biggest point.
Yeah, you don't have to live with that quirkiness. It's healable.
Yeah, so we're going to do a couple more videos around the subject, so look for those. And we've got a lot more videos online here about QNRT and about neurofeedback and so on. But this is a very specific testimonial about neurofeedback. And we also will delve into the QNRT part in another video. So it's just so exciting to get some help, right?
Yes.
And know your direction has changed.
Yes. I mean, and very obvious difference.
Yeah. All right. Look forward to sharing more with you.